Okay, this video is for a subscriber named the8419 and a couple others who asked me for just my opinion on what I thought of the difference between the w203 and the w202, which is, I mean, it's kind of odd comparing an old car to a really old car, but not really, because I among others, I guess I'm one of those people, I don't like new cars. I can afford to buy a brand new car. I can afford to buy a brand new Mercedes. I don't like new cars. I don't like wasting money on new cars. For me, there's something cool about, I think cars that are 15, 16 years old have earned the right to keep going, to keep being kept alive. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but considering that this was a fairly low mileage example, I guess it's probably a pretty good example of a w203, because when I got it, it had 50,000 miles on it, and you know, having done 50,000 miles in 15 years, it was pretty low mileage. But back to the point, what I like and don't like about the the w203 compared to the w202. Likes the ride on the w203 is much better than the 202. It's much quieter, much smoother than the 202s. The sound deadening is much better. The seats are about the same. The stock seats are about the same. The upgraded sport seats are about the same. They're basically the same. Seats are about the same seat comfort. Same as steering wheel, seating position, all that is relatively the same, but noise, wind noise, and noise, vibration, interior noise while you're driving is much improved on the 203 over the w202. A lot more sound deadening on the 203. What I don't like this dashboard on the 203. That's just hideous. This is the first generation 203. They did change it on the later model w203. I mean, look at these three little semicircles. I mean, that huge spin out, it's awful. Having just three, fuel, tachometer, and speedometer. There's no, you can put a coolant temperature gauge, but you have to call up a bunch of menus just to show the coolant temperature. I just don't like it. I think it's cheap looking. I don't like the HVAC. I like the old model where you had the digital climate control, where you could call up all the cool menus on there and show your voltage and your speed and all the other things, the fan speed and fan voltage and all the other neat things that you could diagnose through the old climate control unit. That was kind of cool on the old 202s and w208s and w210s. They all had it. That was cool. I mean, this HVAC, this climate control unit, works fine, but it just doesn't have the cool features that the other one did. I don't like the buttons. I don't like these. Turn the light on, I guess, would be nice. I don't like the push-pull window buttons. I just don't like any button that you have to stick your finger in and pull to pull the window up. I like a rocker switch better. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a niggle. It's not really great. I don't like the cup holder on the 203 compared to the 202. You can put, sorry, I've got something plugged in here in my Bluetooth headset. I mean, this one's fine for a cup, but the other one kind of, it's really hard to get the driver's side one to get anything in and out of a can of pop to fit in there, but a coffee cup is really tough to get in and out. And again, that's just a tiny little thingy. I don't like the display on the dash where for the transmission, the automatic transmission. It's just so small, and look at the W and S for the winter and summer where it changes from S to W. It's almost impossible to see. It's kind of silly. Again, it's a tiny, minor little niggle. Overall, it steers better. It handles. Handling is nicer. Overall, it's a smoother car. Fuel mileage for the for the 240 anyway is atrocious, considering it's a smaller version of the 3.2 liter 6. The fuel mileage is horrible. The 3.2 liter 6 gets much better gas mileage on the W208 got better mileage. The my R170 with the 3.2 liter 6 gets way better gas mileage. This at the best I can get is 30 miles per gallon on the highway. That's the absolute best. My W208 averaged on highway and in town, I would average 30 miles per gallon. In long highway drives, I'd average 36. This average around town and on highway with an average is maybe 25, 26. And it's just because it's a D-stroked, they got down to 2.4 or 2.6 liters by de-stroking it. And when you de-stroke an engine, you take away a lot of its, we won't bother getting technical, but fuel economy goes down along with horsepower and torque. When you lose torque, you lose fuel economy. You also lose horsepower, but de-stroking an engine usually loses fuel economy. All said and done, I mean, for the price I paid for the car, I really do like this car. It is very, very comfortable. I wish I would have held out to try and find a 3.2 liter version. This was the nicest W203 I could find at the time when I wanted a four-door car, when I was looking for one. It just happened to be the 2.4, or sorry, the 2.6, the C240. Again, I didn't care which model it was. I was just looking for the nicest version, and it had to meet my my requirements, which was a one-owner car, has to have the original, all the receipts, has to be a one-owner car, and low mileage, well taken care of, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about the mileage as long as it's one owner. And this one was, and it happened to be low mileage, and there were no other ones available. But again, I wish I had held out and waited and see if I could find a 3.2 liter, but there just were none available. There was one, but it was a 4MATIC, and I didn't want a 4MATIC. Not for any real good reason, I just didn't want a 4MATIC. Anyway, other than that, yeah, I do like the I prefer the 203. The ride and handling is just, it is better than the 202, but I do still love the old 202s. The W202, especially the 280s and the 360s, the AMG 360 is just a, oh man, I just love that car. And the 320, the C32 AMG is just a, those old W202s, I still do love them. They are great cars, and they're great to work on, and they are reliable. No matter what people say, they're reliable as hell. Yeah, I can't think of much else to say, but I've only owned it for 2 months, but other than that, yeah, I do like the car. Minor niggles aside, it's apples and oranges. It's basically, there's not much difference between the two. If you like one, there's not much to say to choose one over the other. If you find a good one of either one, they're both equally as good. I wouldn't say that I would prefer one over the other. This one rides a lot smoother. That's about the only thing that would be much, much, much better over a 202 is the ride and handling of the smoothness of the 203 is just night and day, and the quietness of the 203 is much quieter and smoother than the 202. Other than that, it's a toss-up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope we didn't blather on too long. Well, since I was saying how quiet the W203 is inside, I figured I'd let you hear it over a pretty rough road, which is my road, which they're putting new water lines in. Some beer bottles in the trunk, which you might hear a little bit of tinkling in the background. snow tires, which I have on, and the snow tires are pretty loud compared to regular tires. So I'll speed up to like 100 so you can